Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Nuggets News. Today we welcome back a special guest, so that's the CEO of Kyber, Lou. How you going, mate?
Hey, Alex. Good to be here.
You guys have been up to so much lately. The world of decentralized exchanges is heating up, and you've integrated with some really interesting projects that I've covered on the channel. So, since we last spoke, do you want to tell everyone about all your progress?
Yeah, so recently we have been, pushing for a lot more integration with many projects in the space, including wallets, right, and also the decentralized finance application, a lot of website and merchants and conference websites as well that accept crypto payments. So in terms of wallet, we work with I think most of the major wallet at the moment, including Mitel Wallet, IAM Token, Engine Wallet, the one that has recently been integrated with Samsung Galaxy S10.
Yeah.
And recently we also integrated with HTC blockchain phone, the native blockchain wallet, right? And that was quite exciting for us as well because now it's actually much easier for the end users to use Kyber in the background, right? Yeah, and in terms of decentralized finance application, there are a lot more, right? Like SET protocol, they integrated with Kyber in the background so that the users they can purchase a basket of tokens in one single transaction, and everything is on chain, fully transparent. Um, yeah,
Yeah, I want to get
so
into
I
that.
guess
I want to get into that later on because I think a lot of people don't realize the set protocol and margin trading and all this stuff, which is now feeding off Kyber.
yes, exactly. And I guess there's another one that is Nuo, the machine trading platform, right? And they have integrated with Kyber recently, and they have been super active in introducing new users and more volume to Kyber.
Yeah. I think last time when I originally did a tutorial, it was still a little bit clunky, but I'll just bring it up on screen for people now. Guys, you head over to kyberswap.com and it's literally a couple of buttons to click, from your hardware wallet or your MetaMask or whatnot. So it's just become so seamless. And as you said, being integrated into the Engine wallet and being on Samsung, and for people to be able to swap these tokens, it's
Right.
come a long way since we first spoke.
Yes. So so I think usability is one of the aspects that we have been pushing a lot lately, right? Like we really wanted to make it extremely easy for the end users to use Kyber and any other decentralized project as well. I think that's the key to get to main adoption.
And how many total tokens are you up to now that you can swap to?
I think currently we have more than 70 tokens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and including the Grab BTC that we recently launched with many other projects in the space.
Yeah.
So technically, you can also get exposed to Bitcoin on Ethereum, right?
And for those people at home that aren't familiar, when we talk about wrapped Bitcoin or wrapped Ethereum, it just means we kind of package it into an ERC20 token format. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. I think the ones that I get asked about a lot are the stable coins now. So for people that want to maybe take some profits, they can move straight from their coins into the DAI stablecoin or into GDX gold token and that sort of thing, all straight from your hardware wallet, which is very cool.
Right. Yeah. So currently on Kyber, we have 4 or 5 different stable coins, right? So we have DAI, USDC, TUSD. I think we are supporting GUSD soon, and also there's €1 stable coin. We also have DCX Gold token as well,
Yeah.
the DCX one. Yeah,
There's plenty of
and and,
Australia.
and, yeah, and I think on Kyber the DCX price is actually the best among all the different available markets.
Ah, cool,
Yeah,
cool. There's plenty of
yeah.
Australian stablecoins coming out, so you might have to add an Aussie dollar stablecoin in
Oh,
future.
really? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Why not?
Uh, I guess the next thing I wanted to talk about was those projects that you've integrated with. So Zero X is probably one that everyone's familiar with, but the set tokens, for those people at home that don't know, you can automatically choose to rebalance your portfolio, and this all does it in a little ERC20 token, so automatically take profits or change from Bitcoin to Ethereum. And how did you guys team up with them?
Right. So for SET, the use case is quite straightforward, right? They have, okay, so if you have 10 ethers and now if you wanted to spread your risk, right? Or if you wanted to get exposed to other asset, they will create a sort of basket of tokens, including 5 most liquid and most popular ERC20 tokens,
Yeah.
right? OMG, Kyber, Zero X, BAT, and things like that.
Yeah.
So now with SET, you only need to do one click, right? Like you send a transaction to the contract, and they will just buy, 5 or 6 different tokens for you, and store everything on the smart contract for you, and all the buying and selling will happen via Kyber because they integrate with our trading engine in the background, right?
Yeah.
So the set users, they use Kyber indirectly, and that's the best use case because now everything is still transparent for them, right? Because if they want to verify later on, they can just go to the smart contract and they can see the transaction
Yeah.
and all the all the interaction in the background. They don't have to trust anyone in the middle because everything happens on the smart contract. At no time in the transaction trace, right? The users has to interact with any centralized server or
Yeah.
trust anyone to keep the asset. I think that's the future of all the decentralized finance applications
Yeah.
in which everything happens on chain, on smart contract, fully transparent, fully verifiable.
And
Yeah.
I guess Binance came out recently, and it's not really that decentralized. When you have to still deposit tokens, and then they're blocking 28 countries or whatever, it's not really truly a DEX. So your guys' aim is to remain truly decentralized.
Yeah, so the key point of Kyber is that we run everything on chain on Ethereum public chain, right?
Yeah.
And everything is fully decentralized, fully transparent as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that Waterloo Relay Bridge? Because EOS is sort of, they're really going well lately, and you guys were the first to sort of integrate with them. But those EOS tokens and Ethereum tokens all being able to swap between it is pretty cool.
Right. So Waterloo Bridge is the initiative that we announced recently, and the goal is to trustlessly allow people to move the asset between Ethereum and EOS, right? Like now, for example, if you have KNC on Ethereum, via Waterloo Bridge, you can lock up your lock up your KNC on Ethereum, and mint the representative of KNC on EOS, and use that token, within the EOS blockchain, right?
Yeah.
And now, after you are done with the operation and you still have some KNC on EOS, you can move it back, right? Just by burning the token on EOS and claim it back on Ethereum. So the whole idea here is that like we can actually allow the asset to move between different blockchain in a trustless manner, right? And you can actually bring popular tokens to EOS blockchain and allow them to be traded with a much faster speed and performance over there. And you can also like bring all the tokens on EOS, like the EOS token itself, back to Ethereum, right? And allow like all the decentralized finance application to use this token within Ethereum.
And this is happening right now, Lou, because I know there's a lot of big claims out there about interoperability and everyone else, but you guys are already doing this.
So we have been building it. I think the MVP version is going to be launched in like a couple of months.
Yeah.
And the nice thing is that we get a lot of like support from the other project in the space. So this is going to be a joint project with like potentially Maker and a few other projects as well.
Yeah. Maker has been one of my favorite projects, watching that blossom. But I guess, where do you guys see yourself as your role in the whole decentralized finance? Or do you think there's another big sort of movement that's coming as well that you're going to be involved in?
So Kyber, I think our goal is to become the main transaction layer of the decentralized economy, right? By enabling tokens to be integrated into any application and platforms, right? Whether it's going to be for end user token swap, or exchanges, or trading, or any decentralized finance and liquidity provision applications, right? So really, it's like becoming the transitional layers of the decentralized economy, and that's why we have been like trying to work and integrate with many applications and run in the background of them, so that we can serve the end users indirectly.
Yeah, I think this is a good example of projects that have been very busy building in crypto winter, where the user experience has got better. There's now pretty decent liquidity already on Kyber, and we're only sort of the smaller tokens haven't really taken off yet. It's kind of been all about Bitcoin so far in the most
Right.
recent market cycle. But you guys are already getting over $1 million a day in trading volume.
Yes, yes. So recently, I think in the last like 1 month, the daily volume is from like 1 to 1.5 million USD, and on a good day, it can go up to like 2.5 to like almost 4 million.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very encouraging because given that last year the bear market and everyone was like not even using like decentralized applications, right? And now we have like good volume and everything is real volume, right? Like you can actually verify every number on the blockchain.
Yeah, I think it's just about marketing and awareness now, because I think a lot of people still aren't aware that you can swap tokens with a couple of clicks from your hardware wallet using Kyber.
Exactly. Yes.
So what's next for you guys? I know you recently did the token burn, which I wasn't even aware you guys had that mechanism. So the tokens starting to get more functionality, which is really cool as well. And do you want to talk about all the other use cases for it?
Right. So for KNC, so when the trade happens, there's gonna be a small fees paid in KNC, right? And that fees, part of it, around like 30%, is gonna be paid to other wallets that introduce the users to the platform, right? To the contract, and the rest, 70%, is gonna be burned by the smart contract. Fully on chain, fully transparent, and anyone can trigger the burn event, right?
Yeah.
And that's the funny thing, because like last week we were like planning to celebrate the first 1 million currency burned, and like I think like 10 or like 12 hours before the term, someone actually like called the function to burn it and actually like ruin our party.
Yeah.
So it was really really interesting, because when things are like fully open, we cannot like control some certain things, right?
Yeah, but just to clear that up for people at home, I don't have to go out and buy Kyber if I want to do a swap, do I? I don't have to pay that fee.
Right. No. So you don't need to have KNC before you use Kyber, right? Because we realize that if we add KNC into the end users, it's gonna add more friction to them, right? If they want to use Kyber, and it's gonna introduce more friction for other dApp or other platform when they integrate with Kyber as well.
Yeah.
And we have seen it in a few other projects as well. If they require the end users to have the token, then no one is going to use the platform, right?
Yeah.
Because currently, I think we know that like using the decentralized application is really hard, right? The users, they already need to acquire Ether, they already need to like set up the private key and everything, right? And now if you need to ask them like to buy your own token, then I think it's just gonna be like extremely hard, and you will lose like 99.9% of the users.
Yeah, and I think the integration with Samsung and HTC, where they will hopefully store the private keys fairly safely in their key stores and whatnot, is just another step to make it easier, isn't it?
Right. Exactly. Yeah, it's gonna be extremely easy for the new users to use any blockchain applications now.
So what else is ahead of you guys in the future? Are you excited about the scaling side of ETH 2.0, or is there something else that you see that's around the corner which really excites you, Lou?
I think all the blockchain or the phone companies are trying to support blockchain private keys natively is exciting. I think this yesterday or like a couple of days ago, Apple also like announced their their CryptoKit, right? So that one is exciting as well. It's gonna be like much easier for developers to store and protect the end users' keys. And also like Samsung and HTC as we have seen it. So I think all these development make it extremely easy for not only end users but also developers, right, to work with blockchain applications.
Yeah. I think I only recorded a video the other day saying that sometimes you have to take a step back, and we're talking about Apple and Samsung doing this, whereas 2-3 years ago Ethereum was this experimental new technology.
Exactly. Yes.
It's crazy to see how far it's come. So well done. You guys have created a great user experience. I'll continue to cover you guys on the channel, and make sure you check out Kyber, guys. So thanks for joining us today, Luke.
Thanks a lot for having me. It's been great.
Thanks, guys.